In video number 3, we're going to address the question, just what do I need to start beading? So I am going to give you a general idea of what you should start stocking up on just to get a good store so that you can do most basic projects. Of course, there are tons of different types and sizes and shapes of beads that eventually you'll want to get also to do different types of designs. But to start your bare bones basics, you will want to start with, let me back off just a little bit here. Well, I guess that's as far as I can go. You will want to start with some seed beads. Seed beads you should get in neutral colors, and there are 3 sizes or 4 sizes in particular that you should start with. You will want to get size 15 O's, size 11 O's, size 8 O's, and some size 6O seed beads. In video number 1, I discussed different types of seed beads, different brands, and if you watch that video, you will get an idea of which brand and which type you want to start your store of beads with. And as I said, when you start, you want to get neutral colors. So metallics are always a good neutral. A clear crystal, a crystal silver lined, a gold, silver, something like that that you can use with all your main beads that will be in your pieces that will go well. A neutral you can use with almost any color of beads. So an antique bronze or a rose gold or a silver or a true gold color, crystal cream, something like that. And you'll want to get them in the sizes that we discussed a second ago. And try to find large bags when you very first start, or at least a 20-gram tube of the colors. That way you have enough to do a few projects, and you don't have to get all kinds of different colors. Just go with your neutrals, and you can use them when you very first start with all the other beads that you will have as main focals in your pieces. So there you have it with seed beads. 15 O's, 11 O's, 8 O's, and 6 O's. And get them in large packages. If you want to buy a large package like this one, Eureka Crystal Beads sells them. You might want to go look, see what they have, and get a couple of large packages in the sizes I told you in neutral colors. This is a 125-gram bag. This is a good amount to start with. And if I were you, I would get like 3 colors in those sizes, in neutrals. And then you will want to have some larger beads to go in with your seed beads. You will want to get a store of round beads. Now, a really good round bead to start with would be different colors in glass pearls. Glass pearls you can get in Swarovski, which are rather highly priced, but they are really nice. Or you can go to znetshows.com. They have some really nice glass pearls there in all the sizes that I will recommend. The sizes I recommend in round beads are 3mm, 4mm, 6mm, and perhaps some 8mm. But the smaller sizes you will use the most. Another good round bead would be fire polish beads. And again, you can get those. They're check glass beads. They look like crystal. The way they are fired is what makes them sparkle like this. They come in all colors. They come in different shapes, and they come in different sizes. Again, in your round beads, fire polish, glass pearls, or even just a glass drook, which is a check bead that's just a round glass bead. They come in different finishes also. Like this is a hank of drooks. So you will want those beads in round in 3, 4, 6, and 8mm. You can also get round crystal in the same sizes. And this is a Chinese crystal from Z-Net Shows. They're nice to have. Anything in a round you're going to use quite often. And then you're going to want to invest in some crystal. Crystal you will want in size 3, 4, 6, and perhaps 8, but mostly 3, 4, and 6 will be the size that you want in your crystal. This is a bicone. Bicone crystals are just that, 2 cones put together. That's why it's called a bicone. Or a zillion is also the same thing. And you will want to invest in your crystal in either Swarovski, Preciosa, or Thunder Polish. They are the best ones to work in bicones. You don't want to get the really, really cheap ones online. I mean, if you want to start with them, that's fine. But bicones have a tendency to be broken if they're really cheap and the ends, they're not smooth where the hole is, and it can cut and break your thread as you're working with it or as you're wearing it. So investing in a nice crystal is a good thing. And you will need quite a good store of bicone crystals because you see those in a whole lot of designs. Another popular crystal that you'll see is a Rondell. This is a very small 3x2 Rondell crystal. 3x2s and 4x3s and I think 5x7s or 6x8s. Those are the most popular sizes. You'll want to pick up a few of those in Rondell shaped crystals. They're good to have on hand. Again, you can get those at Z-Net Shows too, quite affordably, to start your store of beads. You may also want to pick up a different shape like rice pearls or something like that. It's not really necessary to start your store with, but you do need your rounds and your bicones and your rondells. These are just a few in larger sizes. That's a rondell, this is a rondell, and this is a really large pearl. You're not going to use these really big type of beads that often unless you're stringing. If you plan on stringing, then you may want to pick up some of those. And also in your beads, you will want some super duos. Super duos are 2-hole beads. They're rice shape, and they are in a lot of patterns online on YouTube and in a lot of your downloadable type of patterns. So it's nice to have a couple of tubes of super duos on hand, and again, get some neutral colors so they'll go with your other beads very well. The next thing we need to worry about are findings. It's nice to have some jump rings on hand. Jump rings are just round metal loops like this metal circles that are open, that you can open and shut by going sideways with them. Of course, this one's going to argue with me like this, and finish your pieces off clasping, things like that. And when you're stringing, you will definitely need these. So it's nice to get a package like this one with different sizes. This is all the way from a 3mm up to like a 8mm round size. And you can find these little kits like this on Amazon, on any of the beading sites, things like that. Just go ahead and get yourself a kit of jump rings. Then you will need to have some clasping to finish your projects off with. Clasping, toggle clasps are the best thing to get a few packages of. You'll see a lot of toggles being used in most of your designs. So having a few different sizes and colors of toggle clasps would be really good. Don't get, well, you can get bigger ones, but to start with, just get an average, like just like an inch around. That's a good basic size to start with. This is a slip lock clasp. You may want to have a few of them in your store, because if you're going to do multiple strands in stringing or a wider bead weaving project, you're going to want to have a slip lock clasp, either with 2 or 3 loops. There are also some with 4 loops. So you may want to get a couple packages of those and have them on hand. This is a lobster claw clasp. It's a huge clasp, but they come in all different sizes. You may want to have a few of those on hand also. You will also need some ear wires to make earrings with. These are just a French wire, and they're in a gold tone. I would get them in several different colors, a few packages. Get them in gold, in bronze, in silver tone. These are lever backs. They just open like this. Some people prefer lever backs to French wires, so you may want to invest in a package of those. And then buttons. This is a shank button with a loop. Some of them have 4 holes. Some of them have 2 holes. Just all different types of buttons. The most common you're going to see used will be the shank button in designs for clasping and finishing off your projects. Save your buttons off of old shirts and coats and things that you're tossing out. Cut the buttons off and save them. Or you can pick them up at Walmart, very reasonably priced in packages. You can get really cute ones like these little roses, or you can get these pretty little patterned ones, and just start saving buttons. Buttons are a good thing to have in your store of beading supplies. The next thing, of course, you're going to have are beading needles. A size 10 or a size 12 in an English beading needle is a good basic to start with. This is John James Brown. You can brand, not Brown. You can get them on Amazon, eBay, any of the larger beading sites, which is like Fire Mountain or Potomac, or there's lots of them out there. Just do a search on the web and you will begin to find where you can shop for beads. Also, you can ask questions in the comment section, and I can give you some suggestions where to shop for these supplies. Thread. You're going to have some thread to start with, and Fireline is a good one, a good basic one to start with. You will want 6-pound and 8-pound Fireline, and you can get it either in the smoke tone or the crystal tone, or you may want to get one of each to start with, because if you're using dark beads, you'll want a darker thread. If you're using light beads, you'll want a lighter thread. Nanofill is also a good alternative. So you don't have to have both, but you can have one or the other. And if you get Nanofill, an 8 or a 10-pound is a really good place to start with your Nanofill. So a 6 or 8-pound in Fireline, a 8 or 10-pound in Nanofill. And you can get these at sporting goods stores like Cabela. They would be most reasonably priced in those stores. So that is a really good basic start. Just get yourself some round beads, 3, 6, and 4 millimeter, some 8s perhaps. Get yourself some Rondells in the smaller sizes like 2 by 3, and 3 by 2 or 4 by 3. That's a good place to start with those. Get some super duos. They're a good basic bead to have. Your clasping, your buttons, your seed beads, your thread, your needles. If you intend to do some stringing, you may want to pick up some crimp beads and some beading wire, but that will be another video. At this point, to start bead weaving, this is a good basic start. I hope this was helpful. Bye-bye.